Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's been a minute since I've filmed. It's been months since I've filmed. There's a lot of stuff that I wanted to come out with at the beginning of the year, but you know, life happens and it's been crazy. I'm like hanging on by a thread. But I'm so glad to be back, and I'm so excited because I'm gonna be reviewing the Makeup by Ariel x Morphe brush sets. There's two that they come out with. These brushes are not sold individually, just a disclaimer. If you decide that you just like one or two or three or whatever, they're not sold individually. They come in a kit. This is the first one. I already used the brushes to beat my face, but it's this beautiful cardboard packaging, but it's velvety, so it doesn't feel like cheap cardboard. And then it says MX Ariel and then like an A signature. I have product on my hand. How gross. This is what it looks like inside. It's a beautiful 12-piece collection. This side is all complexion and this side is eyes, so you get everything in this one. It says, for me, doing makeup has always felt like sculpting. With the right tools, your vision can come to life. True. But while developing these brushes, I realized how much makeup has actually molded and shaped me. Each brush is essential to my kit, which is why I named them after people, events, and memories that were essential in sculpting who I am today. I hope these brushes have as much of an impact on your life and artistry as they do on mine. Love, Ariel. Cute. And you also get this little blue sponge. Just a little disclaimer, I do work for Morphe. This video are simply just my thoughts and opinions on this collection. They don't reflect those of the company. So this is just all me and what I think. And I can honestly tell you, I've seen so many collabs, but a lot of them look the same, and I'm just being honest. Like, they're just either a different color, same type of brushes, they all look the same, whereas these really stand out because as you can tell that Ariel truly worked on these, from everything to the presentation to the amount of bristles on each brush. They're a blend of natural and synthetic hairs, which is really cool. I can't wait to see how they perform. Favorite thing about these is that they're a stone color. I think they look so chic. They're so pretty. They also have an angled point on the other end, and I feel like you can part your hair with it. Yeah, I mean, multifunctional. Why not like part your hair with them? That was a signature one. That one has complexion. He also launched the signature eyes, which obviously this one's for eyes only, and it is an 8-piece brush kit. You get the same little message on both brush kits. So if you're somebody who only needs eyes, then this kit is good for you. If you're somebody who wants both eyes and face, then you can do the signature. In this guy, you get 2 additional brushes that the signature look one doesn't have, which is this guy right here and this one right here for your liner or brows. You don't get that one in the signature look, so something to keep in mind. If you want all these brushes, do both. Otherwise, the signature, you get both face and eyes, you know? It's all up to you. First, I'm gonna moisturize my skin with the Wishful Honey Bomb Jelly Moisturizer. This is Huda Beauty's skincare line. I really like this moisturizer. It's like a little bit iridescent, which is kind of like not my usual go-to. I just like something that's functional and simple. Like this guy, I was using the Dermalogica Moisture Balance, but I wanted to try something new, and this moisturizer has niacinamide in it, so it's very hydrating. I'm gonna need some eye cream. My go-to, the Ulla Henriksen banana eye cream. It's a little pricey, but it looks beautiful underneath the makeup. Now I'm gonna do my brows. I used a Got2b hair gel to spike them and keep them in place. There's truly nothing like that product, you guys, for your brows. It just lays them down, and you can buy that at Walmart or Target for like $6. It's this right here. At first I thought it was really weird, like, oh my god, this is hair gel, but this is hair, so technically we're good. I'm gonna use this comb here. This is perfect for somebody with like really curly coarse hair and the spoolie just doesn't do it for you. I would recommend one of these. I got this in a $2 pack from Morphe, but you can find these at your local like beauty supply. I'm gonna pick up just a little I'm gonna pick up just a little bit of product, not too much, and then I'm gonna start to lift these up. I use the belly of the brush, and then I flip it and really lay these hairs flat on there. It's like, who needs a lamination when you got to be. This has made life way easier. I find that I use less brow product because I'm laying the hair down. It just looks fuller. So it's a cool little hack. And if you're somebody with like full brows, all you do is lay them back and you're good to go. You guys should check out my TikTok. I posted this on there. If you want more of like a thorough walkthrough on how I do these. Don't use a spoolie, trust me, let me put you on. You want to use these little combs. These are perfect for laying down thick, curly, coarse hair. I got this pack for only $4 at Morphe, but I'm sure you can find at your local beauty supply. Next, you want to use some Got To Be hair glue. This product is known for laying down wigs, styling hair. You only want to use a little bit goes a long way. Make sure that every hair is coated with the product. Use the belly of the brush to really lay those hairs down. And then here is the trick. Flip that over, use the flat side, and your hair will not move. Ditch the brow soap, ditch every other gel. This is the best. Now you're gonna fill in the brow if you need to. I need a couple of hair strokes, and boom, you got perfect brow. I let the brow gel dry down before I go in with products. So let's move on to primer. I'm using the Tatcha Liquid Canvas. Using the A24 brush, I'm gonna apply this mostly on my T-zone. This is the foundation brush in the collection, but you can also use it to prep your skin. Oh my god, these fibers are so soft. Like, I barely feel them on my skin. Quickly filled in my eyebrows with the Anastasia Brow Wiz and Granite. And now to carve them out, I am going to use the A19. This is a dual-ended brush. I think that's really cool. I'm going to use this flat side here. You can use this to stamp eyeliner and to carve out the brows. So it has a multi-function. I'm using the Morphe highlighter stick, and I'm going to pick up some of that product. I love a flat brush like this to carve out my brows. So, let's see. It's a bit more dense than what I'm used to. I typically like an angled, really flat one. This one's a little thick, but the bristles aren't flimsy, so you still can get like a perfectly carved brow. And then I'm going to use the belly to kind of just bring the excess product down. I carved my brows out nicely. Now with that same brush, I'm going to use this flat side here. This is perfect for like concealer and color correcting. And to color correct, I'm using the Dragon Beauty Orange Corrector. I just kind of apply it where I have discoloration. This distributes the product nicely. You want to use something flat like this to not disturb the corrector. This is going to cancel out my green pigmentation that I have that's so annoying. Now I can finally go in with foundation. I'm using the Morphe Filter Effect foundation in the shade Filter 16. This is such a beautiful foundation. It has the perfect amount of coverage. I'm going to use my A24 brush to apply this. I typically don't like a round brush like this for foundation. I prefer to use something flat just to kind of press it into the skin, but the bristles on this guy feel really nice, and I'm just using patting motions all over. This brush helps give you more coverage because I usually have to go over this area twice to really cover the orange, and I noticed that all I did was go over once and it covered, so that's actually really good. Guys, it's been like 8 or more months since I've filmed. There was a lot of content that I wanted to put out in the beginning of 2021, but life has just been so crazy. A lot of stuff going on in my personal life, my work life, my school life, and shit just happens, you know? So I haven't really been able to film, but I'm back. And I'm looking forward to sharing that content that I wanted to put out at the beginning of the year, but couldn't. So that's a nice even application. I'm going to use my Beauty Bakery sponge first before I use the little blue one, because I kind of want to use that one for concealer. So I'm just going to press this damp sponge. The brush gives you really nice coverage, and it doesn't leave any streaks, which is amazing. It's concealer time. I'm gonna go in with my NARS Creamy Radiant Per Usual and just kind of need a lot right now. My under eyes are dark. I quickly damped the little sponge that comes in the Signature Look kit. It's so soft. I hate when sponges are stiff. So annoying. This one is not stiff at all. It's really easy to press together. This sponge isn't porous, so it doesn't soak up all the product. Like, I'm getting really good coverage out of it, which is really nice, because usually when sponges are like porous, they just soak up all your product. This one doesn't do that, so that's awesome. For fuller coverage, you can use the flat side of this brush. I have an extra one, but I don't want like full coverage. So if you wanted more coverage out of your concealer, you could blend it with this guy and just like press it and then follow up with a sponge. Setting my under eye with the Huda Beauty loose powders and a Laura Mercier powder puff. I'm gonna set like the sides where I apply bronzer to make sure that my foundation isn't still wet. Set here where I did color correcting in my chin, as well as the center right here on my forehead, so it gets shiny there. I don't really bake. I kind of just press it into the skin and then sweep off the excess product. This is the 8.32 and I'm going to use it just to sweep off the excess. I need to add some color back into my face. It looks flat now, but I like to spray the continuous setting mist in between just to kind of melt all the product together. To bronze and sculpt my face, I'm going to use the Fenty Beauty Sunstalker bronzer. I'm using the shade Beijing. This is more on the warm side, but I don't know. It's not really what I usually gravitate to, but I've been into this color lately. And I'm going to use the A21 brush. It's this fluffy tapered brush. The fact that it's like pointed and tapered is really going to help us define and chisel out our cheekbones. So I'm really excited to see how this brush performs. I'm nervous because I don't really use tapered brushes for a bronzer, but let's do it. Using the belly of the brush to map out where I want my bronzer. This bronzer is perfect for that because it's not really pigmented. It gives you the chance to really build, so there's not really room for error with this guy. But this is really pretty, you guys. It looks really soft. Since the brush is big, it just makes the whole bronzing process much smoother and easier. It coats the face nicely. I'm just kind of adding like a wash of color up here. Now to really like define, I'm gonna use the point of the brush and just kind of blend inward like this. Wow, this is really pretty and smooth. So far, this is my favorite brush in the collection, hands down, the bronzer one. I kind of just want to keep adding product. They're not sold separate, but so far, I'm liking everything. Next up is blush, my favorite part in my routine. I remember when I did a Fenty blush review, I was complaining at how small these are, but you guys, it's about to be a year later, or it is a year later, and I still haven't hit pan with this guy. Like, a little bit goes a long way, so I take back what I said about me being worried that they're too small and expensive. This blush is amazing. I picked up another shade. I'm going to use Daiquiri Drip. And the brush that I'm going to use to apply it is the A58. This is meant for cream contour, but I didn't do cream contour. However, I'm doing cream blush. So I'm going to use, instead of using like this part of the brush, I'm going to use the belly and just kind of press it into my cheeks. I'm kind of nervous because I usually use my E4 brush, but I want to see how this brush blends out the cream. I know this blush looks like red, but it's actually not. These diffuse it really nicely. I'm just gonna press this in. That's bomb, you guys. You guys, that is fire. Like, it doesn't distribute a lot of product. It just evenly coats the cheek. Kylie's blush always looks so beautiful when Ariel does her makeup. So the brush set has this brush for powders, but I feel like this is too big for my under eye. I mean, don't get me wrong, I can totally use it for the under eye area, but I'm using the Nikita Dragon face powder, and this one, you don't want to use a lot of product, so I'm scared that this might deposit too much. So I wish that there was like two 882s, because this you can use for blush and like the under eye. I mean, it's actually bigger than I thought, but I could use this, but I don't want to have to clean it in between because I'm gonna use this for blush. I'm gonna try using this, the A3.2, and when I use this powder, I like to grab a little bit of both because otherwise it'll be too yellow or too pink. I'm gonna lightly sweep. Center of my forehead. And a little bit on the chin. To set my cream blush, my AW palette by Morphe with the A22, and I'm gonna use this one. Kind of matches what I'm wearing. I'm gonna carve my cheeks. I can start to sweep this. Oh, this was the bronzer one. And I can start to like sweep this excess product off. And add some setting sprays to melt all this together. Now that my face is on, we can move on to the eyes. And I'm gonna use the eye collection rather than the brushes that come in this guy. The complexion brush set is missing this brush here and this liner one, and I want to use these, so I'm just going to use this kit instead. I'm going to use the A19. This is the clean one. It doesn't have color corrector on it because this is the one on the other kit. I'm going to be using the Kristen Dominique Latte palette, the shade Caramel as my transition, and the brush that I'm going to apply it with is the A11. It's like a fluffy transition brush. My favorite transition brush looks like this. It's fluffy. It's also synthetic with natural hairs. So I already know that I'm gonna love this brush for sure. This brush is perfect for transition because it's not dense. It's really fluffy and this just distributes product so nicely. Guys, he really perfected these brushes. Look at that. Like, I'm not even trying really hard to blend right now, and they're just gliding on like a dream. And here's the thing, you guys, I do my makeup like every day. I've used different brushes. I know how they feel and I know what I like in a brush, so it's not just me like hyping this collection. No, it's actually really good. Now I'm gonna use the A25 brush. I love a round flat brush like this to kind of just go over the edges and make sure everything's nice and smooth. I don't need to do too much of that because that first brush just gave me a nice even application. I'm going to use the same A25 brush to deepen my crease. Spin it up, I'm going to go in with the shade Hazelnut. It's like this warm toned, or actually, no, I'll do this one. Look at how evenly this brush applies the shadow. Like, I don't really even need to layer that much because it's not eating up the color. It's not making it patchy. To add color on the lid, I'm gonna use the A29 brush. I'm actually not gonna use a color from the Latte palette. I'm gonna use these two colors on my lid. This is from the Dragon Beauty Transformation Powder. And I'm going to pack that on my lid. Now to give myself a little wing liner, I'm going to use the A16 brush. It has an interesting shape to it. It curves, so I'm curious to see how this is going to make my liner look. To create my little shadow liner, I'm going to use the shade Mocha. These brushes pick up product really well. I went a little thicker than I wanted to, but that's okay. I'll blend it out. Let me do the same thing to this eye. Look at this liner, you guys. This brush is fire. These brushes are fire. I'm gonna take that A19 brush. This is like the 4th time I use it, so this one's very multi-purpose. I'm gonna take some concealer with this brush and carve out the wing. Before I move on to the bottom eyeshadow, I'm gonna put my lashes on, so I'll be right back. Now I'm going to do my bottom eyeshadow. I'm gonna use the A11 brush, and I'm gonna use the shade Caramel again. Going back with my A19 brush. Such a good brush, it does a lot. I'm gonna use this flat side again. I'm gonna dip into Mocha and like stamp some liner down here.
On my lash line for some dimension.
Now I'm gonna add mascara. Moving on to the lips, I'm gonna use my Honeymoon lip liner by Morphe. And to make sure that it's nice and blended, I'm gonna use the A18 brush. And now for the lip color, I'm using the Dragon Beauty liquid lip in Horchata. Such a funny name. And I'm gonna place it. This formula is really interesting. It doesn't dry down fully matte, and I like to use a brush to distribute the product. Perfect enough to set my face. I'm gonna use Max Fix Plus. Let me cover my eyes. I filmed this video in 4K, so I feel like I look really like textured and weird, but in person, you guys, oh my god. In person, my makeup looks so airbrushed, so smooth. I am obsessed with these brushes. Let me tell you what they retail for. I'm looking online. It appears that the Signature Look one is sold out. That one goes for $98, and then the eye brush set is $48. You can use code Ariel on these. If you just want the eye kit, it's still available as of right now, so I would pick it up. But otherwise, I don't know if this collection is just temporary or if it's gonna come back. We will see. These brushes are beautiful. Like, you can definitely get that Ariel look with these brushes, and they're so fire. I have so many brushes, you guys, hundreds of them. These are just different. Like, these hit different. They're so luxurious. They perform really nicely. They're high quality. Like, they are fire. Made my makeup application so much quicker and easier. They just blend like a dream. So pick it up. Highly recommend. Worth the price point. $98 is expensive, but to be honest, like, it's a steal. It's a steal for sure. So thank you guys for tuning in. I hope that you enjoyed this video. I hope you found it helpful. I miss you guys. I have a few videos that I'm gonna be uploading as well, so I will see you guys soon. Before you leave, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you soon. Bye.